Welcome to Money Mode, the channel that makes money talk less confusing and way more useful. Let's get into it. Every single day, nearly 100 million barrels of oil change hands across the planet. Almost all of it is priced in exactly one currency. Not gold, not euros, just the US dollar. This hidden system is called the petrodollar, and it quietly shapes global power and even your own money. So what exactly is a petrodollar? It is simply a US dollar paid to an oil-producing nation in exchange for oil. The term was born in the 1970s, but the idea behind it became one of the most powerful financial arrangements the modern world has ever seen. To understand why, we need to rewind. After World War II, the world agreed the US dollar would be backed by gold under a system called Bretton Woods. Every dollar could be exchanged for a fixed amount of gold, making it the most trusted currency on Earth. But in 1971, everything changed. The United States could no longer back every dollar with gold reserves, so the gold standard was abandoned completely. Suddenly, the dollar was not backed by a shiny metal anymore. It needed a new source of global trust and demand. That trust came from an unexpected place, the desert kingdoms of the Middle East. In the early 1970s, oil prices spiked dramatically after an embargo shocked economies worldwide, and everyone realized how much power sat with the nations controlling the oil beneath their sand. Around 1974, the United States and Saudi Arabia reached a quiet but historic understanding. Saudi Arabia would sell its oil exclusively in US dollars, and in return, the United States offered military protection. A currency was essentially traded for security. Soon, this arrangement spread across nearly the entire oil-producing world. If a country wanted to buy oil, it first needed US dollars. This single requirement created massive, constant demand for the currency, no matter what was happening inside the American economy itself. Here is where it gets even smarter. Oil-exporting nations earned enormous piles of dollars, and much of that money flowed right back into the United States, purchasing government bonds and financial assets. This cycle became known as petrodollar recycling. For the United States, the benefits were enormous. Constant global demand for dollars allowed the country to borrow more cheaply than almost anywhere else, funding massive deficits because the whole world still needed dollars for oil. For oil-producing nations, the deal brought stability and protection in a volatile region. Their wealth was tied to a currency trusted worldwide, and their security was backed by a global superpower. Both sides gained something they desperately needed at the time. This is why the US dollar became what economists call the world reserve currency. It is not just used domestically, it sits in central bank vaults from Asia to Europe to Africa, because oil, trade, and global finance all still run largely through the dollar system. But no system lasts forever without pressure. Every time a nation grows uneasy about relying on the dollar, the idea of de-dollarization resurfaces. Some countries now quietly explore paying for oil using other currencies, gold, or entirely new financial arrangements. Alliances of emerging economies have openly discussed reducing their dependence on the dollar for trade. While the petrodollar system remains dominant today, cracks are visible, and history shows us that no single currency stays untouchable forever. Here is a mindset worth borrowing from the world's most financially disciplined nations. Their Scandinavian populations consistently rank among the most financially literate on Earth, prioritizing long-term stability and standing on your own 2 feet, no matter which currency dominates the headlines. Meanwhile, one small but powerful Asian nation built its wealth through sharp, systematic planning, growing sovereign assets deliberately and preparing decades ahead for retirement and economic shifts. Strategic patience turned a tiny country into a financial powerhouse. And then there is the bold entrepreneurial mindset that turned a nation into the center of global capitalism. High risk, high return, and the relentless pursuit of financial freedom, the same appetite that helped the dollar system reach every corner of the globe. So what does the petrodollar mean for you personally? It is a reminder that currencies carry hidden power structures behind them. Understanding how money truly moves globally helps you think more carefully about diversification, risk, and where you choose to hold your own wealth. The petrodollar built decades of global influence, but every financial system evolves over time. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Stay curious, keep learning, and always research thoroughly before making any financial decision of your own.